Bob, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Well, first of all, let's talk about your book, Fathead. What is the book about?
The book, in many ways, is a satire of the current maniacal craze considering weight, diet, gym, and being fat, and the difficulty, the psychological difficulties that very fat people have in simply being persecuted. The hero of this book is Fat George, who is a compulsive overeater, is madly, passionately in love with Hershey almond bars on which he lives, and is extremely sensitive about the remarks that are made about his weight. The book is about his adventures, his attitudes, and everything like that. There's a surprise switcheroo ending, which you find out that Fat George is skinny. He doesn't weigh a huge amount. He weighs only 122 pounds. He imagines himself fat. And therefore, all of these, if he fights all of the persecution, the shame, the digs, the slurs, and all of this, as a person who he is not really. In other words, it is like the height of this incredible drive to limit the weight of people and all of the difficulties they have. George says that he's impeccable. He says that does not mean what the word means. That means you can't peck at me. You can't pick on me. I won't let you do that. I have boundaries.
Now, the story takes place in Chicago. Why did you pick Chicago for it?
Because that's where I used to live. And I guess that's where I got the idea. I lived near a candy factory, and I used to get the smell of it all the time. And I'd see these people coming out of the factory eating all that free candy, and it was god-awful mint jelly-like stuff.
And do you find that if like in this case, George would eat all this bad food, or he thought it was bad food, it was just his conscience telling him, gee, I'm eating this bad food, therefore I must be fat?
Quite to the contrary. He, in many ways, enjoys being fat. He loves eating junk food. He loves Hershey almond, but he loves the worst of the food, not the best, even though he has gourmet tastes.
And what are your thoughts about today's society and how people look and frown upon overweight people?
They are right, and they are so right that they are wrong. They are right. Obesity is a problem. Diabetes is a problem. 2/3 of the American people are obese. At the same time, maybe it's wrong because they carry it too far. This is a country based upon freedom and liberty. My curse word, curse word, curse word. If I want to throw away 300 pounds and go around and try every restaurant in New York until I do, that's my choice. It goes back to a seminal essay, John Stuart Mill on Liberty, which says basically, I have the right to swing my cat in as wide a circle as I want to, as long as it doesn't hit your nose.
When did you write this book?
You know, that's a hard question to answer because I don't know when it was an idea in this other fellow's head who's called Bob Lesser, who wakes me up at 2 o'clock in the morning and says, go over there and write. I'd have to ask him, but he never answers any of my questions. He refuses to talk to me. He just orders me to go to the table and write.
So what would you like to say to obese people today?
It's not a crime. It's just being fat. If that's what you want and you enjoy food that much, fine. Something sooner or later is going to get you and destroy you. If it's going to be food, that's it. If it's going to be alcohol, buy the best wines. If it's going to be young girls, get the prettiest.
Now, in terms of what Mayor Bloomberg has said about the size of a drink of a soda pop, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think he's right?
I believe that in describing a failed World War II military action, he has gone a bridge too far.
I agree with that.
Leave us alone. If we want to drink a 32-ounce drink, it is not a crime. You're not hurting anybody but yourself.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.